but I always have it just in case because my voice isn't the loudest. I want to welcome everyone to today's program. And I'm going to be introducing Susie Smith and Carmen Edwards. They are doing our program today. And both of them have been hairstylists for a while now. That's why I put the glasses on so I can try to read. But we're going to be learning. They're going to be coming up here and talking. And it's just a free form, you know. Feel free also to interrupt at any time with questions and all that fun stuff. And they're going to be telling us some about how they got started in the business, what it means to them, and kind of what they think going forward, what kind of stuff they're going to be popular and all that fun stuff. And also encourage everyone afterwards, if you haven't had a chance to see the new exhibit, it's up and out front. And so without further ado, if you guys would want to come on up, you can both have a seat.
Both of you. I put Mazzani sensitive firm.
Thank you.
So figure you can use it. I have them in the refrigerator, so you have to put them right.
Right.
So I have them there for you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
cold,
you.
remember?
Thank you.
So who would like to go first?
They want to ask questions?
Why don't you just kind of introduce yourselves and tell them a little bit about
Okay, my name is Carmen. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. I've been here in the Greenville area only a year, in the Dallas area over 10 years. I've been licensed since 2008. And my salon is called Styles for Smiles. And the reason why I came up with that name, because I give back to the kids. You give me a smile, I give you a style. That's where that name came from, and I stuck with it for many, many years. So, but I've been in Greenville only a year. So I don't know a lot of people, I'm getting to meet people. I started teaching line dance classes so I can meet people. So I do teach line dance classes now as well. And I also have a boutique in my business, so I love fashion. Also, I'm an author of 2 books, working on my 3rd. They're both on Amazon. I just self-published, so they're both on Amazon. So that's a little, I got 4 grown children. grown children. And I got like, is it 5 grandbabies? I think 5 grandbabies. Yes. So you go now.
Okay, my name is Susie Smith, and I'm originally from Celeste, Texas. Small town, big heart. But I've been here in Greenville, I think, since 1974, because I graduated from Celeste School. And so I've been doing hair since 1991, and I worked before I started doing hair, I worked at Lance for 14 years, off and on, in and out of school. And so after I got out of beauty school, I started to work when the real mall was here. I started to work there in 1991. At Regis Hairstylist, and I learned how to do all types hair. And today I work at and I've also worked at I think it's called Family Salon right there by Domino's Pizza. I worked there for 2 years, and I worked at Minnie's Hair Salon. She was a Hispanic lady, and she taught me how to do Hispanic hair and all types of hair. And so we, after that, I got out on my own, and I started doing hair and at Langford Beauty Shop. And that's where I'm now at. And I also work 2 days at Great Clips So anybody need a haircut, come see me on Mondays and Tuesdays.
What is great?
Great Clips is located out by Lowe's and right behind Panera Bread.
Okay.
And so we cut hair out there, little boys, children, men, women, all hair. So I do that on Mondays and Tuesdays. And I'm trying to get away from there, but they won't let me. And so I'm gonna stop right there.
Susie, I have a question before you stop. You
Okay.
mentioned Monday and Tuesday. I remember back years ago, it was a tradition for beauty shops to be closed on Monday. Tell me how that have changed.
Oh, that's, okay, back in the day when they was closed on Monday, it was originally closed because that's when the hairstylists would stock up with their products
Okay.
and do everything they needed to do on Monday. But it was mainly to restock, but now, you know, every day counts.
Okay.
Yeah, especially at a place like Great Clips. Out there, we're open 7 days a week,
Okay.
and Mondays through Sundays.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot your name.
My name is Carmen.
Where's your building located?
I'm on 4000 Wesley, Suite H, right across the street from a laundromat.
Is that where y'all do the line dancing?
That's what I was doing line dancing. I started doing line dancing at Judy's place now.
Okay, okay.
But I'm going to be at the rec center in April, doing
Okay.
line dance classes.
Our building is where, I think Odie Murphy
The old Danny Darby building.
in the L shape. But
So, yeah, I'm next door to him. Yeah.
So you said last year that, how was that starting up in the middle of COVID, you know? And
You know what? To be honest with you about COVID, for me, it's been good to me. I finished my book in COVID. I started a boutique in COVID. I moved into my new home in COVID. I think the stuff that's going on around, there's a lot of things going on. People interpret it the way they want to. People deal with it the way they deal with it, how they deal with it. No wrong or right. I think it's just up to you in your mind what you're going to do with it. You're going to sink, or you're going to fly. I'm going to fly. With all the storms that's, not just with all the storms that's coming, against us, we got to continue to stand up. We got to continue to get up. That's it.
Carmen, I have a question. What is your specialty? There's a lot of people like short hair, they like different style hair. What is your specialty?
Well, my specialty started as bobs, cutting bobs. But now it's like, I'm doing a lot more silk presses than ever.
Okay.
Ever since I've been in Greenville. So I do a little bit of everything. I'm gonna say
Okay,
that.
silk press is a new word for us.
Silk presses, because everybody's going natural,
Uh-huh.
and then everybody want to be straight with no relaxer.
Uh-huh.
So that's when you call it silk press. And this is a process.
Okay.
There's some steps to that, right?
Uh-huh.
There's some steps to that. And they thinking, people ask the price of it. I charge 60 and up. I don't know how much you charge, but they be like, that's too much sometimes. But that's okay. It'll do a lot of work. It might take us a couple hours to get your hair straight.
Uh-huh.
And for it to stay straight. Not for you to walk out the door and then poof back up. So it's the products that we use in the shampoo, and it starts with the shampoo bowl.
Uh-huh.
Well, is that any different from when we used to straighten our hair? When mother used to straighten our hair with a straightening comb?
So it's different. We use some flat irons. We use more flat irons, but some people still use straight and comb.
Well, I do notice when my niece get her hair done, when she was getting it done like that with that flat iron, it looked totally different than when we was sitting there and it was burning our head with that.
Yeah, because the pressing comb you're using grease.
Yes,
Silk presses, we're not using no grease
at all.
at all. We don't use grease at all.
Okay.
That's too heavy. So when you're using the pressing comb with the grease, it be stuck to your face, right? So when we using just the products and stuff, the light product, you can walk out the door and you just swing it. And it moves. So you want your hair to move.
Well, my hair is natural,
Mhm.
and it's got a lot of curls in it.
Mhm.
And whenever I straighten it with the straightening comb, by the time I get it off the heat, it's already curled back up on my head. So what do a flat iron do for that hair?
It's not even actually the flat iron itself, it's the product we're using. It's
Oh.
the shampoo, from the conditioner, from the steps we're using to get to the flat iron part.
Okay,
It steps to the before the flat iron.
okay, I didn't.
Yeah, it steps to it.
Well, I just know her heart looked nice when she come home, you know, and it didn't look like it did with that straightening comb.
Right, yes,
Real
ma'am.
big, you know, she could move her hair like this,
Yes,
and it
ma'am.
was totally different.
But that's why I got rid of bangs like 20 years ago, because I was spending so much time just trying to get my bangs to go straight. I finally gave up and said, I'm spending an hour and it lasts 20 minutes, so no, forget it.
How long does the silk press last?
It depends. What
A
you think?
week or so?
I would say 2
I
weeks
say 2
Okay.
weeks.
if it's done right.
Because you have to do your part at home too. We can do our part, but when you get home, you have to do your part too, which is wrapping it up at night, staying away from water,
Yeah.
staying away from the heat and all that stuff. You can't be doing sports and having silk press. Now, if you start training your hair, your silk press will do much better, am I right or wrong? If people be consistent and coming to the salon, your hair will do much better.
That's what you mean by training.
Training, your hair will be trained, whether it's silk press, whether it's a relaxer, whether it's a, well, anything.
Anything.
If you train it and you be consistent with your hair,
But I know Susie told me that what I had to do with my hair, and I wasn't doing it. So my hair looked a hot mess. Now, my niece would take her hair and wrap it.
Wrap it.
Mhm.
So is that one of the
that's the process.
Mhm.
Tie it down every night. That's because you're training. You're training.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have, you know, I used to see her do all that stuff. I just, one of those people that throw this on my head and keep going. Because I like been bothered with my hair. But I think that's nice on young ladies in this breed.
So what are some of the most popular products that you guys are all using now?
I use Design Essentials.
I use a lot of Mazzani,
Uh-huh.
and that's mostly what I
Are
use.
there some that were like popular a long time ago that are still used today? Like Roz was telling me, I think the luster silk and bergamot, although we couldn't find it in the
yeah.
store,
Yeah.
that kind of. are they
Yeah, they're still using that.
Some of
And I started out with Perma Straight back in the 50s. It's one of the first straighteners that you had that was put out for us. Way before your time.
I know. Yeah.
I have another question. I know in the 70s, I guess it was, that Jerry curl was so popular. What are your opinion on that? Because I know it was, I hate to use the word, but it was marsh, real marsh. So tell me, I guess I start with Susan. How do you feel about the Jerry curl back in the 70s as compared to the hairstyles of today?
Well, back in the 70s, they did do a lot of jerry curls and all of that, and then a lot of the people went straight, just natural. But now they're coming back to the curl because a lot of the older women, they don't want to just be nappy, natural, and so they want some type of chemical in their hair, so they go with the curl. And I do a lot of the Wave Nouveaux now, which is a curl, and I do the curl-free curl, and it's more for coarse hair,
Okay,
hair that's hard to curl.
Carmen, what is your opinion on that?
Well, for me, I used to have a curl growing up. But curls grow your hair out, believe it or not.
do.
It really grows your hair out. But I think today's trend, a lot of people have got away with it. But I have done a curl since I've been where I'm at. I have done a curl. So I don't know. I think it's everything's coming back around in full circle.
Okay, full circle.
Yeah, everything's coming back around in full circle.
I remember when the men's used to do the pomade, the wavy look, the men's wavy look.
Talking about texturizer?
Yes, the wavy look. Is that coming back? I still see,
It's
Some
still,
of them do it.
okay.
well, the women wear a lot of texturizers now too.
Oh,
Because they want
okay.
short hair.
Uh-huh.
You texturize that hair if you want a little short, nice cut, and be, that's simple too
Okay,
to deal with.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is that a chemical?
it's
Yes.
a chemical,
Oh,
but it's not a chemical, bad chemical. All chemicals, it's not the chemicals that's tearing your hair up. It's you yourself tearing your hair up. It's not the chemicals, yeah. It's not the chemicals.
Okay,
You just have to take care of your hair.
okay.
So I remember in some of the interviews, everybody talked about how, what going to the beauty salon or the barber shop means to everybody that goes. and I know when I go too, you know, I'm usually there 2 hours, so we talk.
Mhm.
You know, I know that's the same with you guys too.
It
So how
is.
is that, you know, how do you approach that and
For me, I think, living this business is a ministry, right?
It is.
And I get a lot of people that sit in my chair, I pray for. I get a lot of people I cry with, you know. I learned to, I get a lot of women, we have to adjust each other's crown. We have to help each other. So I get a lot of women that, you know, I always ask God, you know, bring them one by one, whoever you need me to help. He bring them one by one too. And I'm able to either minister to them, I'm able to pray for them, they're going to leave there, besides their hair being done, they're going to leave there with something positive they know they can keep going on. And that's what I leave them with.
And for me, women of color, they go through so much, some of them. And coming to the beauty shop is like a therapy to them. And it's really like therapy to me because, like she said, I'm able to minister to them. And at my church, I'm a Sunday school teacher. And so I give them Jesus. And I let them know, you know, because a lot of people, it's not just women of color, it's all women. Because even at Great Clips, women and men come in and you'd be surprised of what they're going through. And they just sit down, they never saw you before, they don't know you, but they sit down and start talking about their problems. And you're there to help lift them up. And that's what we need today. We need more women lifting women up instead of putting them down. We find so many women, they're so jealous. And you know, because who does she think she is? Or who does she think, you know, but it's not like that. It's a ministry and it's there to help. And you know, and like she said, I give back a lot too. And there are women I know that can't afford to get their hair done. And I tell them, come to the beauty shop such and such a time and I'm going to do your hair. And she said, well, I don't have money. I said, I got you. You know, and this is what it's all about. Sometimes not just getting money for yourself, but giving back.
That's right.
And being there for one another.
the whole pay it forward?
Yes.
And you probably also see the same people more often. Like I only have to go like 4 times a year. So I think black women have to go more, same men too, have to go more often.
Well,
I mean, I probably should go a little bit more than I do.
yeah, it probably depends on where you work, because I work at Great Clips, and I got white women that come in every 4 to 6 weeks and get their hair cut. I mean, it's like time work. They gonna come in and get their hair cut, and they gonna ask for me. And so, and it's a lot of the older women. They make sure they keep their hair cut, because if it's even a ½ inch off, it won't style right. Y'all know that.
Right.
So, and the men's are the same way, because most of them, they come in. I have men's at Great Clips. They come in and they get their hair cut every 2 to 3 weeks. And those that do the bald fades, they come in just about every week, a week and a half. Yeah.
I have a lady that had adopted a little girl who was black, and she did not know the first thing about doing that child's hair, so she cut it. And the little girl said, "Now I a boy," and so that didn't help, you know, her self-esteem. And I know when my granddaughter was, you know, hers grew good, but she wanted it longer, and all the white girls would throw their hair around. Well, it was hard for our black girls to do that, and that's a part of why I think we ended up with doing a lot of weaves,
Extensions.
again extensions, so that they can be in that class and they have good self-esteem. You know, is that what you're feeling with our children?
Yes, because I used to work at Sports Cuts, down by Little Caesars. And there was always white moms bringing their kids in, and some of them was mixed. And one of the ladies brought her daughters in, and I mean, she had real long hair, but it was nappy, and she didn't know what to do with it. And so she said, "What do I do? Cut it off?" I said, "No, don't cut it off." I said, "Put a relaxer on it." And so we put a relaxer on it, and when we got through relaxing it, it straightened it. And it was so pretty and silky when we got through with the relaxer. But like I told her, during a relaxer, the roots are gonna get nappy, and you have to come back in for a retouch every 4 to 6 weeks, at least twice, every 2 months. I said, in order to keep it like that. And that's what they do. So it makes the little girls feel so good when they can swing their hair. I know it do me.
I bet you do have to do a lot of teaching, especially for the, like you said, if one mom is white or vice versa. Because, growing up, I wash my hair all the time. All the little things that are just a little bit different,
And even in little black girls that have black moms, and some of them don't want to put relaxers on their hair, so they use the braids all the time. And we do a lot of braids and crochets, extensions, just so they can look good about it.
I think the crochets are so pretty.
They are.
Do you think, I know they were popular in the 80s, so they're still like
They're
around.
still,
They're still around.
That's
I don't
so
think they
pretty
ever
to
went
me.
out.
no.
I don't think they ever went out of style saying crochets was,
Explain what that means.
Crochets is they braid their hair into like cornrows, and you crochet hair into that braid, like you crochet into that, that's crochet.
You use a crochet.
Crochet needle into the braid in the hair.
The hair is already into a braid, and you slip it up under the hair and put it through, and you got extensions all over.
That's marvelous.
And it looks great.
And not only
Is
that,
there a difference in the shampooing?
When you have them,
Well,
so when you have them, you
what
don't shampoo.
product you use to shampoo or anything like that?
I use like
Well, when I do crochets, I tell them to do it in the shower. If you're gonna, you can wash your hair once a week or every other week. You don't wash it every day when you're doing crochet braids or when you have a relaxer. Black people, they usually shampoo their hair every other week. That's mostly what they do. Other than that, it's gonna dry out because our hair is already dry and it's natural. So it's gonna look more dry if you keep washing. Unless Caucasian, some of them wash their hair every 2 or 3 days because their hair get oily. Am I right? So it's a difference. It's a big difference.
Like I'm almost every day, and I can tell the difference if I don't.
But then there are white women that get color and bleaches. The bleach, when they highlight the hair to blonde, it dries the hair out. So I tell them, try to keep it to at least once a week if you can go that long. But, most of them don't. But I work with a girl, she bleached her hair all the time. And so she would do her hair once a week. And she started using black products on her hair. And it worked better because of the dryness in her hair. So.
For the crochets for me, if they were crochets, I recommend not to wash their hair because they're not washing their hair. You're just wetting that braid.
Yeah.
So I say, if you feel like it's dirty, just get some dry shampoo and try to spray in there. in there. That's what I would do for mine, because they're just washing their braid. They're not really washing their hair.
Well, they get smelly sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I said,
So
that
it's
dry
sour.
shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, silence.
Yeah, do that dry shampoo. Don't leave it in there for that long either.
Mhm.
Sometimes they leave it in for a long time.
Have you ladies done a Brazilian blowout?
No, I haven't.
I have, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
It's too much work and don't nobody want to pay the money to do
Yeah,
it.
I know it's expensive.
Yeah.
If you're,
In Dallas,
yeah,
they paid for it, but in Greenville,
No.
they won't.
no, it usually runs, what, $400 to $600? And it helps if you are around and you swim and everything and you're black. You come out of that pool and it's just going
just-
straight,
Yeah.
but it's not cheap.
There's a
Yeah,
girl
it's
came
not
to me, probably about 3 weeks ago, and someone had did a silk press on her, and she sent me a picture. She said, well, she's my cousin. She says, cousin, look at my hair. And it was just as frizzy and, she had been home 45 minutes and it frizzed up.
Oh, no.
But I did a blow dry flat iron with the straightening comb. I'm old school. I used the straightening comb and I used the flat iron. And when you do that, it do just as good as the silk press. It might not look as shiny, but it's gonna stay for a while. So some of that stuff don't work. It's just like preachers that have a title behind their name. It's just a title.
And no action behind it. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother thing.
I know the young
I have a
girls,
question. You know, I've seen the hairstyles that the black women have where it's braided, but it looks like a very thick strand, and their
Braided.
hair is down to their back. When it grows out, what do you have to do to?
You just take it out and get it redone.
Take it out.
Take it out and get it redone.
How long does that take?
Well, when I get mine done, my daughter's a braider. That's what she does for a living. It probably takes you. And it probably take her, well, she said I'm the worst client she got. She always said that. The worst client. Yeah. But anyway, it probably take her like 6 hours because I do get mine down. to my brother.
Yeah. Wow.
I do give that long.
You got a lot of patience.
Yeah, I might tell her, take a break. I spend the night, because I give her a hard time. She said, yeah.
What about schooling and training to learn to do all of this stuff?
Well, in school for me, a lot of this stuff, some of this stuff you don't learn in school. You have to learn as you go. I think I learned a lot of stuff as I went.
YouTube.
That is true.
That's
That
my
is so
go-to. Mhm.
YouTube, that is so true. They say don't
Find
use
anything.
YouTube, but YouTube helps. It helps. I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Well, the people that produce these products that you're talking about, do they have a program to train people the proper way to use that?
They do.
They do
I think you have to be in their
classes.
classes, but
Because
you have to
they
be on
do
a
teach.
team or something like that. Everything is like a team or something. Everything is kind of cliquish.
And they have classes that we could go to.
Mhm.
They always do hair shows.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started doing hair, the Bonner brothers, they have a lot of products. And we used to always go to San Antonio to 4 or 5 day training class. And we sit in the class hours and hours to figure out how to do this. Some you learn how to do, some you don't.
So Robert Brothers used to be in San Antonio.
Mhm.
Now they're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So sad things. I wasn't probably born at that time. I didn't know, but Robert Brothers be in Atlanta now. And then I think they're going to do Miami this time. I heard.
Yes.
Yeah. So Robert Brothers is a big hair show.
So you just have to keep up with the hair shows and the learning.
Yeah.
Well, is there a licensing
Yeah.
that goes along with
Oh,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We have to renew our license every 2 years for doing hair.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we have to have a sanitation class. And they teach us a whole lot about the rules of the beauty shop. There are certain things you have to have set in order in case they come down and inspect your shop.
Yep.
You got to have it together.
They come and inspect your shop and see if you pass or not.
Really?
To pass to even open, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Yep, they come inspect your shop. Mine's been inspected once. Only been here a year, mine's inspected once. Yeah, they inspected one time. Fire department gotta come out too.
The what?
Fire department had to come out, they came out to my shop. You have to have an exit sign, the entry and the back door. Make sure exit sign, they come and check everything.
Yeah, I think they go to every business once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if your license are not up to par, you get a $500 fine.
I ain't got that.
You were keeping your license at 50.
On your renewing your training, because it's really good, but are they, tell me about the COVID, what are they teaching, and also talk about, the stress of people going, you know, like I buy the stress when we get to the beauty shop, because I know I'm always tense. But how do you guys work with the tension and also with COVID? I know there's two questions.
Well, the question about COVID, I haven't got my license renewed since COVID. Since COVID was here. But they do have on like on my booking sites and stuff like that, they talk about the COVID on there. You want your people to wear masks, or if you have a lot of people in there, they do talk about that as well.
Okay.
We gotta make sure we still follow the guidelines on that. Because I have not renewed my license since it's been going on.
Okay.
So probably when we do renew it, it's gonna be a whole lot of stuff on
Okay,
there like that.
okay.
But, and then it depends on the owner that owns the shop. And like at our shop, you know, I know most of my clients at Langford Beauty Shop, and I know the ones that done had shots and the ones that don't. But if you're new, I quickly ask you, have you had your shot? Or if not, we have a sign up on our door where it said, wear your mask. And you have to do that.
Okay. What about the tension when people come in? How do you help ease the tension?
Tension has come from life, right?
Because I know you last, in the beginning, I can see a person getting there, they just tensed up. They guess they want to talk or something.
It goes back to what we talked about earlier, like being in ministry.
Uh-huh.
Being in ministry, how we talked about, like we said, I get a lot of people, and maybe she do too, that comes to there and, you know, their life ain't as great as they want it to be. And they want to, so that's when they have to, when they know that you've been there, they kind of relax a little bit more. They kind of trust a little bit more. They kind of smile a little bit more. I've been there.
And some of them are tensed up when they first come in because they don't know if you can do their hair.
Right, they're scared. They're really scared.
It's shit, especially when I work at Great Clips, and you know, it's just like that. You know, you got white people, they want to go to white people and get their hair cut. And you got black people want to go to black people and get their hair cut. And when they come in, you know, and they look at me, and I'm the only black at Great Clips, they go, how long you been cutting hair? You know, I said, oh, I just started today. But, you know, it's just the way it is. But then a lot of them, they'll come in and they'll sit back there and they're watching and they see you cutting somebody else's hair and then they go, I want to go to her, you know. But it's just, a lot of them are just tensed up because they're, you know, scared you're going to mess their hair up. But then a lot of them too, they come in and they're looking for someone to talk to. And you know, and some of them don't know what to do during the COVID because a lot of jobs has been taken away during COVID time. And they're wondering how am I going to take care of my family. And I just let them know, only thing I can tell you, and I said, and I'm not taking it lightly, but the only thing I can tell you, you got to trust God.
Right.
You know, because when you trust God, He's going to work everything out.
Amen.
And that's what, you know, helped me with people. And most of the people that I know, they believe in God. Some don't, some do. you know. But those that do, I said, you got to get your mind together.
That's right.
You got to get it together, and you got to trust God with everything.
That's right.
So
It's everything.
it's just life, period.
It is.
So what got you to decide, okay, this is what I want to do? And did it turn out the way you thought it would?
It turned out actually a lot better than I thought it would. When I was young, the only thing we would get for Christmas is a white doll with long hair. We get that one doll every year. And so I would love to do hair. And then when I grew up, I realized that I could braid, you know, and my mom would make us do our own hair. And so I started doing my friend's hair. And then one day I did some braids on my pastor's wife's hair. And she encouraged me. She said, why don't you go to school for doing hair? And I looked at her, I go, me? I said, I don't know if I can make it. I said, ain't nobody gonna wanna come to me. And she said, I think you would do good. And she said, you're a people person. And she said, you know how to carry yourself, you know how to do hair. And she said, give it a try. So I did. And as I gave it a try, I started doing it. People start coming. Then people will slack off. They'll come back again. And I got people that are coming to me this year that haven't been to me in 5, 6 years, you know, but they're coming back. You know, I said, well, I guess I'm doing something right. You know, so and then when you apply yourself, and it's just like anything, when you apply yourself to what you're doing, people are gonna come. People are gonna come. And sometimes people, they go back, well, I don't want to go to her. I know her. I don't think she would do it right, you know. But then once they start seeing your work, you know, they keep coming back. And so you get a little big-headed. But it's good. Yeah, I really like it. And I like it because of the ministry that I can, you know, that I do with women. Because you got so many women that are so down and going through so much. And I like it because of that. I get to talk with women. I get to talk with people. I love to talk. My husband tells me all the time, baby, not right now. I'm watching the game. You know, but I love it.
Well, for me, for me, I wanted to do hair since I was 15. Because we grew up, we didn't get our hair done, we didn't have the nicest clothes, we didn't have those things. And I said, when I get out of this, I ain't going back. And I ain't went back, but I went to school. You know, I went to school. I went part-time because I was working. I was working for home health care. I went part-time, and part-time was 16 months. I missed 2 days in that 16 months because my grandmother passed. I was determined I was going to get this license. I was going to get this license because I wanted to do hair. But I thought it was just doing hair. Didn't think I would be where I am today. You know, I don't just do hair. I'm more than a hairstylist.
Right.
I'm way more than a hairstylist, right? The hairstylist was the door opening for many opportunities. So I'm grateful and thankful for that.
And you are encouraging the children that are up at the high school. One of you is going to be there. And they need the help. I've been up and used them, and I've had facials done. But they need people that they can see. They need the people that are the same color as they are. Lady up there is great, but she doesn't know about our hair.
Yeah, so I went up there and I shadowed last Thursday. I shadowed her last Thursday, and I enjoyed every bit of it. But I noticed our young ladies, Caucasian, Black, all going through something. So I told myself when I was walking past their table, they was doing a lot of cussing. And I said, Queens don't cuss like that. I said, I kept saying, Queens don't cuss like that. They said, we Queens? Yes, y'all are. So when I seen that, and that's when it opened up. So one of them said it was depressed, one of them said they was raising themselves. They all going through something. I said, okay. I'm there as an aide. I'm gonna be more than an aide. Because before, because when they get this hair license, they gotta go out here and just real life. How they gonna be productive in real life if their heart is still hurting and they going through so much stuff? So I can't fix them all, but let me be able to help them.
Right, yes.
You know, and one thing I learned, helping anybody is talking about yourself. And that's one thing I do. I talk about me a lot. I've been there. You know, I talk about me a lot, and so people, they open up. Them girls open up with me in one day, and they're like, you coming back? We really need you. We really need you. I said, if they give me the right coins, I'm coming back. But, yeah, so hopefully that all work out for me, you know.
They need you because they have no work ethic.
They do not. They don't even have,
This is at the high school, beauty school. They have a beauty school at the high school?
yes, they're conversation over in high school.
Oh, that's nice.
And you know, I like to, usually once a year, and I don't know about here in Greenville, I think Emily Cozan was doing it for a while. Getting the beauticians and barbers together and cutting the children's hair, because there's a lot of parents that can't afford to get the kids' hair. And I used to go to Quinlan every year right before school start, and we would cut hair at the school for all the kids that were going back to school. And that is so needed, and it's so necessary to give back, not, you know, just for the coins, but just to give back, to let people know, you know, somebody's here for you.
Actually, I did it back to school last year, but I don't know a lot of people. But a few people, a lot of people that from Dallas showed up, a lot of people from, not a lot of people from Greenville showed up, maybe some of you have like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I did it back to school last year, and it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. I had a DJ out there and everything. So what happens is, what I did in Dallas, I'm trying to bring in Greenville. And I don't want to be driving all the way to Dallas, and I live in Greenville now. So I'm trying my best to build a community in Greenville and do the things I did in Dallas here. I do a flip-flop drive every year too, in the team up.
Okay.
I do a lot of stuff, and I do an event called Let's Talk About It. As we talk about real life issues, I had an event, what's that, a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, I had it at my shop, and let's talk about real life issues.
That's
So
right.
I do a lot of different stuff, but I can't keep doing it by myself. I need y'all. It's a lot of work.
Susie was talking about, Emily, we have a Greenville North Community Association, and that's where we do back to school program, and we do bring out
Let's
the,
give away everyone.
I'm in a group with Emily with the business.
yes.
So I did the Christmas party and everything. I was there.
We did it to the
Nurse
seniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I was
know,
the Grinch for the Christmas party. That I was.
and COVID has changed a lot of that.
Yes.
So we pray that this year it can be better.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I appreciate you all coming. I've learned a lot from you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I'm grateful. Wish I thought about little old me.
Okay, I have another couple questions. I know with the beautician license, you also can get your pedicure license, your manicure license. And Miss Roz mentioned facial. So tell me what all does it entail?
Well, all that, we learned all that in school. So we can offer that stuff. But I haven't done that since school. I might have to do some training, but I can offer the facials. If I want to mess with the feet, but I don't. I can offer more than just hair because we did learn a lot more in school.
So do you have to have a different license for
No.
each thing, or is it
No.
just one?
Often
one
they
license.
in cosmetology.
Yeah, because we
And the facial too, and all of it?
do facial.
All of it.
We do
So
facial.
all of it falls under that same
Yes,
umbrella.
ma'am.
That's good.
And those kids are doing it up there for $10. That isn't helping you guys any,
Yeah.
but it's just like
This is
you did
great.
when we would go to you in beauty school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I've seen people with the, arch, what did you call it?
Wax.
Wax.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are trained in that as well?
Mhm.
Wow.
Now, I'm microbladed,
You do.
so are you?
I haven't went to, you gotta take some classes for that.
Yes.
They're gonna teach you that.
Okay.
That's something you gotta take. I wouldn't mind learning that as well. I do eyelashes as well, too.
How often on the microblading, how often do you have to have it done? I have them waxed, but.
A year to 14 or 15 months. I've got an appointment for next week, and I did it November, not, so it's been a year
Oh, wow.
plus.
Okay.
But people do
I have
say
to go
that,
every 3 months.
that some of it looks a little, you have to be very careful, because they don't like the way some of it comes out.
Yeah. You gotta do some training.
But with going through chemo, there's just no eyebrows up there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so I've had them dyed, I've had them worked on. I just finally gave up and I microbladed.
I just thought of another question. She said eyebrow. The eyelashes, y'all do those?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm learning a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've seen the individual eyelashes. Yeah.
I
Okay. And
just-
the glue
It's
to the
extensions.
lashes. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. I taught first grader, Bates was a first grader. And this little boy, that was when they first began to let first graders have the bottle of Elmer's glue that, well, he took it and just squeezed it and it went straight up and it all landed in his
Oh,
hair.
no.
And that was one thing I did not know how to handle, except to send him, to get him to the office to call his mother to come see what to do about getting it out of his hair. How do you suppose she got it out of his hair? He came back all right, he didn't lose his hair.
Oh, well, so she shampooed it out then. She didn't cut his hair off?
I don't know, nothing seems, but anyway.
She must have shampooed it out.
I took paper towels and tried to get all of it off. While I was getting his mother to come get him.
And sometimes you
I
can take,
felt like it was a serious problem.
yeah, and sometimes you can take a little teeth comb because our hair is so curly and just comb through it. They might be hollering a little bit, but
Like I
it'll be
said,
good.
paper towels did a whole lot of good, but I just, didn't
Yeah, but
know
The paper
how
towel
to-
stuck on it, didn't it? Did the paper towel stick to his head?
It was a mess. Bubble gum and Elmer's glue in his hair is not a good thing.
No, that's not a good thing for no one.
Not at all.
I know, I guess you could probably use something with alcohol in it that might get it out, I don't know. I haven't experienced that.
I was in a position that I had my license was to teach, not to do any other, so medical procedures or whatever they
I know.
I wonder if maybe fingernail polish.
Remover.
It's
No.
water-based.
Mineral oil.
Oh, Elmer's is water-based.
That's the first way.
All I know is they glue stuff together and I didn't want.
Yeah, it's probably waterproof.
Probably
Because
took it off.
you have, out there in the, where we got the setup, they have like a bonding glue out there. And the glue is used for the hair, to bond in hair. And you use water to take that out.
So you probably use water.
So maybe water,
Water, some glue.
being Elmer's glue, but if it was Gorilla Glue.
Remember that lady?
Yeah.
Y'all heard about that story?
Yes.
I think she died or something.
No.
And she's no longer here. You know, she,
Really?
I don't know, but they said she passed away. I'm gonna check it out. I
But check
heard
it out,
it.
let us know.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's over here.
I know we had to like cut all our hair off.
Yeah, they did.
Who was that?
She put
Lady,
the little
girl,
girl, she put
girl,
some
last
on
year.
her. I know that one of mine still.
It was
In her
some
hair?
challenge thing or something.
One of them.
She did a challenge?
I think it was.
It was on TikTok.
I didn't know that.
Well, I think the first person that did it by accident, and then everyone else was like, it
Yeah.
won't do that. They didn't believe that it caused all that damage. This one guy, he did it to himself, and he burned his scalp real bad, and it's like, oh, quick grief.
Was that after she?
That was after. That was after
I seen a lot of
because
stuff going on after she
he, yeah,
done it.
after
And
because
I'm
he
thinking
didn't
they
believe
looking
that
for
it
some
could.
attention.
Yeah, I think that was.
After you know
Yeah.
you gonna, no.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
We have, these are for you guys. These are, it's not the full interview of you guys, but this is the shortened one that we pulled clips on for the exhibit.
Okay.
And John's gonna give you a full length one of each.
Yeah.
And, let's see, next month we have, our speaker is going to be John Greer and Terry Thomas. John Greer is with the American Revolution Organization, and he is presenting Terry Thomas with a Vietnam pen that they do. And so, and he'll talk about what they do and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool. And like I said, if you haven't had a chance to see the exhibit yet, go up front and take a look at it. And thank you all for coming.
Thank